We'll have an opening statement from Coach and then questions to our student athletes.
Yeah, no, obviously just excited to come away with a hard-fought win. I thought these guys really came to play. They played for each other defensively. I hope they did it at the end of the first half, all through the second half against Gardner-Webb, and then all game they just rotated and covered and made it hard for Oklahoma. And they ran their hard stuff, you know, an uncharacteristically cold shooting night from Kyle, but they withstood that. Some foul trouble from DeAndre, but these guys that are on the podium and the guys in the locker room, they stepped up. The big plays were made and certainly felt good.
First question in the center, right side.
Ty, it seemed like there was some carryover from the opening game. You played very loose in this one, very relaxed, as opposed to maybe some of the pressure you mentioned feeling in the opening game. Did it feel a little bit more comfortable tonight?
Yeah, but like I said, after last game, it's just a testament to our coaching staff, really. You know, they're doing such a great job of giving us that freedom offensively and just getting us to play hard, but allowing us to play free. And that's just such a great job by them.
Front row, left side.
Hey, Aaron McFarling with the Roanoke Times. Braxton, what did you think when Kyle fed you that little pass there on that one play?
He's an underrated passer. I mean, he can make a lot of plays, passing the ball, creating for teammates and stuff like that. But, I mean, he just has eyes in the back of his head. So it was a good find. I should have dunked it, but my legs were a little tired. So.
Second row, left side.
Yeah. Hey, Mamadi, Gene Wong, Washington Post, right here. Another big scoring game for you. Kind of what do you attribute to kind of the last two games you're scoring output? What's been clicking for you?
I mean, I've just been very patient and, you know, letting the game come to me. And I wasn't trying to force anything, pretty much. Yeah.
Front row, right side.
Paul Woody, Richmond Times-Dispatch, and this is sort of Mamadi. This is sort of playing off of that. You really seem locked in tonight from being able to hedge past the top of the key and still sprint back and defend in the post. Were you locked in? Was it your night?
Yeah, I was locked in, and I was trying to, you know, respond to the challenge Coach gave me. He started me tonight, and I wanted to prove him that I was ready to play. So I did so.
Right side, fourth row.
Braxton, Mike Barber, Richmond Times-Dispatch. In their first game, Oklahoma was able to get to the rim very easily against Mississippi. Obviously, the way you guys play defense, it's designed to stop that. But how much of a focus was keeping them away from the rim tonight?
Oh, it was huge. I mean, our coaches told us I think they got most of their points from two-point field goals. So just trying to get in the pack and just making it more difficult for them to get inside. And then when they got it inside, just post-trapping their guards and just trying to give them different looks that they may not have seen prior to today.
Second row, left side.
Yeah, Doug Dowdy from the Roanoke Times. Ty, talk about advancing to the second weekend for the first time in a while for this group. What does it mean to you?
It means everything to me, honestly. It's my first time in a Sweet 16. Like I said, I told you guys after last game, I've never been to a Sweet 16. So everyone's talking about like a Final Four, but I've never been to a Sweet 16, and just the opportunity to play with this group again for a whole nother week and practice with this group and keep traveling with this group. You know what I mean? That's what means the most, I think. Just keep playing with this group of guys.
Right side, fourth row.
For all you guys, coaches talked repeatedly about urging you to enjoy the joy of pursuing a championship. How much does the enjoyment grow, I guess, game to game, round to round, as you get some momentum and you get really into this?
Ty first, and then Mamadi.
Yeah, I don't think the joy necessarily grows because every time you step onto the basketball court, you know what I mean, you have to understand how blessed you are to play the game you love. I think it's just, like I said, another week, more opportunity to play with the teammates you love, for the coaches you love, and for the fans you love. But we're nowhere near relaxed, nowhere near satisfied. We're not even really close to our end goal, and just got to come day by day and get ready to practice on Monday.
Taking off of what you just said, we try to enjoy every step that we have, but again, the job is not done yet. We got more games to go, more preparations, and we have to know what other teams have for us. And in order to get to the next phase, we need to prepare ourselves.
Last question for the student athletes, back row, left corner.
Mamadi, Jeffrey Collins with the Associated Press. Over here.
Yeah.
When you said that you wanted to respond to your coach's challenge because he decided to start you today,
Yeah.
when did you find out you were starting, and what exactly did he want to challenge you to do?
It was this morning, and I mean, starting is to me, it's a big challenge. It's telling you, okay, you have a responsibility to help the team, and we're trusting you. So, I just answered to it.
Tony, Ty said the other day that a big reason for Mamadi's success this year is because of how much he's grown as a person. Have you seen that, and how is that sort of manifested in his play?
Yeah, he's matured. I think a key that, I said it after the game, but he allowed us to do little one-on-one in the post, and he's good. And the ability, Mamadi's quickness off the floor to bother maybe his mid-range shot, and then just work so we didn't have to come and trap, because that puts a lot of pressure on your defense with their ability to shoot from three, especially their four-man, Brady Manick. So when we could go one-on-one, that was significant. I think Ty made a great statement that, we got off to a rocky start last game, Mamadi, all of us, and Mamadi responded. He just kept playing, and he stayed steady. So certainly maturity, resilience, those are things that, it's just part of the maturation process that each player kind of comes at differently, and I say it all the time. He's newer to the game, and he's young and joyful and all those things, and to be able to handle adversity or a hard start, that's a separator for a lot of players. So he's definitely coming in the right direction, and he was terrific yesterday and today.
Right side.
Tony, you heard me ask the guys, but it seemed like maybe there was some tightness or pressure in that opening game. Certainly the circumstance of the game played into that, but tonight they seemed like they played very relaxed and free. Did you notice that? Did you notice it pregame, during the game, or do you think I'm crazy?
No, only the guys in the locker room and the coaching staff who were part of last year's team and this year's team can truly appreciate and understand. We tried to get back to this spot, even to be a one seed, and then to have to go into the situation and to be down in that game. Definitely pressure in terms of the game. So that was real. You could feel it, and to show the resilience to kind of get through that. And then, I was hopeful that they could play. I don't think it was like no worries. There's pressure and there's excitement and tension to try to advance in this tournament. That's always there, but it was a different feel. That's unlike anything. Well, no college basketball team really in the history of the game has had to go through that, and it's our doing. We were the first one seed to lose last year, and then all of a sudden to fight back and become a one seed, and then to be in that situation again. And you talk about trying to focus in. But and then getting down, it was real, and so I think those guys will have that as something they can always draw upon to say, we faced a giant and battled through it, and so I think that for sure they were in a better place to start this game. We've tried to be in a better place, and that's a credit to how Gardner-Webb played to start the game as well.
Right side, front row.
Paul Woody, Richmond Times-Dispatch. Tony, I seem to keep repeating questions that people asked before me, but to my untrained eye, this looked like one of the best games you guys have played in a while. Everything seemed to go smoothly. The rotations on offense and defense went well. Is that the way you saw it?
I thought we played enough quality basketball. We had to be ready from the start, and we got off to a real good start, and then we had a little trouble at a stretch there, but we were steady and got good lifts. And again, to absorb not shooting as well from Kyle and the foul trouble from DeAndre, different guys. Braxton stepped up. Kihei was terrific. Mamadi, obviously Ty and all the guys did the job. But I think that there was a playing for each other defensively, as I said in my opening statement, and sharing the ball and just trying to, you get into these possession games trying to impose your will or outlast. And that was part of it. Both teams were playing hard, and fortunately we just had enough good plays and stops at the right time.
Back left corner.
Tony, Jeffrey Collins with the Associated Press. When did you decide to start Mamadi, and how important was he to that fast start and then rebounding back from that little run Oklahoma had after y'all went up 7-0?
Yeah, well, he started the second half against Gardner-Webb, And, and we thought, well, Jack's so physical, Salt, and we thought maybe he could play one-on-one against Doolittle. But what we wanted to do offensively, I thought there was some more scoring opportunities for how we were gonna attack for Mamadi, to roll and get on the rim and make some plays. And then his quickness, I thought might be a factor. So that's the reason why, and that was planned on. I was mulling it over. I told him at the morning walkthrough there that my plan is right now to start Mamadi, but I'm not 100% sure. So I had an out in case I didn't start him, but that's how it played out.
Coach, right side, fourth row.
Yeah, Kip Coons, press box view. Tony, you didn't mention him yet, but it seemed like Jay Huff gave you a big lift
Yes,
in the first
absolutely.
half. Two
Terrific.
big baskets. They got the crowd going and a couple block shots also defensively.
Yeah, no, like I mentioned, Kay Braxton, absolutely. Jay was, his length, he scrambled, he did a good job defensively, his dunk, the three, and that's what you need in these settings for different guys to come in and step up. We know who our, main three guys are scoring, but you saw it from Mamadi and Jay and Kihei with some big baskets and timely plays, and I was going to play Jay in the second half, but our defense was going and the matchups were right, so I didn't, and he was phenomenal on the bench, and he's coming. His best basketball's there. He and Mamadi are just continuing to improve, but big lift from Jay.
Coach, last question, front left.
Hey, Tony, Gene Wong, Washington Post. I know you're going to enjoy this one, but have you thought ahead a little bit to Louisville and a place you're familiar with, you've been to, you've had some great moments there in that arena?
Not really. I mean, I just survive in advance, and now we go and play there, and I'm not even sure who we play if that game's over or not. So we'll get to all that stuff, but we will enjoy the pursuit of what we're doing.